Welcome to AI Trend Talk.
I'm Isaac.
And I'm Alice. Today we're talking about tomorrow's weather, surprise cash bonuses, record high company profits, and a shocking World Cup football match. Let's get started.
So, imagine stepping outside your door tomorrow morning.
Okay, I am picturing it.
And, the cool, heavy rain that has been falling for weeks is just suddenly gone.
Well, that would be amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
But instead, the sun is blazing and the temperature has spiked so fast that your body, it literally forgets how to cool itself down.
Oh, wow. That sounds intense.
It is. And this is the exact situation facing everyone in Taiwan right now. We are looking at a massive overnight shift in the weather.
It really is a dramatic change. I mean, if you look online today, almost everyone is checking the weather forecast for tomorrow.
Yeah, they really are.
And the reason for this sudden interest is that heavy rain warnings were recently issued for 12 different counties. The word is warning. It means a message telling you that something bad or dangerous might happen. Example. The weather reporter gave a warning about heavy rain tomorrow.
Right. So we have had these severe warnings in a long period of wet weather, the plum rain season.
Yes, it feels like it has been raining forever.
But our sources show that this rainy season is finally ending, and it is not ending slowly.
No, not at all.
The upcoming Dragon Boat Festival long weekend is predicted to be incredibly hot, reaching up to 35 degrees Celsius.
So I understand that 35 degrees is hot, but I mean, people experience hot summer days every single year.
Sure they do.
Why is this specific weekend causing so much concern among health experts? Is it really just about the number on the thermometer?
That is a fantastic question. And, the answer is no, it is not just about the final temperature.
Okay, so what is the real danger then?
The danger comes from the speed of the change. There is a very specific biological reason why your body struggles when the weather jumps from cool, rainy to 35 degrees overnight.
I want to understand that. Like, what is actually happening inside our bodies when we step into that sudden heat?
Yeah.
It is kind of like stepping out of a cold shower directly into a hot oven, right?
That is a perfect analogy, actually, yeah. When you are used to cool weather, your blood vessels are naturally narrower.
Right, to keep the heat in.
Exactly, to keep your body heat inside. But when you suddenly walk into 35-degree heat, your body needs to cool down immediately.
Makes sense. So it starts sweating.
Well, to do that, your cardiovascular system, your heart, and your blood vessels has to work incredibly hard. Your blood vessels need to widen quickly to push warm blood out towards your skin.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, this allows you to sweat. But if the temperature changes overnight, your system just does not have time to adjust.
So it gets overwhelmed, like forcing a car engine to suddenly drive up a steep mountain in the wrong gear.
Exactly. The engine overheats. Your body's cooling engine gets completely overwhelmed because it has not practiced sweating yet this year.
Wow. But, people always just say, drink water and stay in the shade. Is drinking water really enough to fix that overworked engine?
Drinking water is essential, but it is about how you drink it. When it is 35 degrees, your body cools down through evaporation.
Right, the sweat has to dry off.
Yeah, your sweat has to turn into air to pull the heat away from your skin. But Taiwan is very humid.
Very humid, yes.
When the air is already full of water, your sweat cannot evaporate easily. It just sits on your skin.
Oh, that sticky feeling.
Exactly. You keep sweating, losing more water, but you do not actually cool down.
So you are losing water without getting any of the benefits.
Right. That is why you cannot wait until you feel thirsty.
Oh, really?
Yeah. By the time you feel thirsty, your body is already starting to lose the battle against the heat. You need to drink water steadily throughout the day.
Just to keep giving your body the fuel it needs to attempt that cooling process.
Exactly. You have to stay ahead of it.
Okay, so the advice for you listening is clear. Do not underestimate the sudden heat this weekend. Start hydrating early and give your body's engine time to adjust.
Definitely good advice.
But let's connect this to our next topic. When the weather gets this hot, people naturally want to escape the heat.
Oh, for sure. They go inside.
Right, to air-conditioned shopping malls, movie theaters, and restaurants. And doing all of those fun things requires spending money.
It certainly does. And that brings us to a massive trend happening right now.
Yes, the money trend.
People are frantically searching the internet for the phrase Pufa Yuan. This translates to handing out 10,000 new Taiwan dollars.
I read about this in our sources, and I have to admit, I am highly skeptical.
Skeptical? Why is that?
Well, I saw that some local governments in places like Shiyu Township in Penghu and Guangfu Township in Hualien are just handing out special cash bonuses of up to 10,000 NTD to their residents. The word is bonus. It means extra money that you get, often from your job or the government, Example, he used his special cash bonus from the city to buy a new phone.
That is a great example. And
Yeah.
yes, other places like Tongluo and Miaoli are giving 8,500 NTD.
But my first thought was, is this a mistake? I mean, just giving away raw cash feels like finding money in your winter coat pocket, but on a much bigger scale. Why would a government choose to just hand out money?
I understand the skepticism. It sounds like giving away free money for no reason.
Right, exactly.
But there's a very powerful economic mechanism at work here. This is a carefully planned strategy for post-disaster recovery and economic stimulus.
So how does this bonus actually work as a stimulus? Like, if I get 10,000 NTD and put it in my bank account, how does that help the city recover from a disaster?
Well, that is the exact problem the government is trying to solve. If you just save the money, it does not help the local economy at all.
Oh, I see.
But think about what happens after a natural disaster, like the heavy rains we just discussed or an earthquake. People stay inside.
True. Nobody wants to go out.
Right. They do not go to the local noodle shop. They do not buy clothes at the market. And because of this, local business owners lose money.
That makes sense. The streets are empty.
Yeah. If the bad weather lasts a long time, those small shops might have to close down forever.
So the small businesses are just starving for customers.
Correct. So the government gives out this cash bonus with the expectation that residents will spend it locally.
Oh.
This creates something economists call the velocity of money.
The velocity of money. That sounds fancy.
It just means the speed at which money moves through a town.
Can you walk us through an example of how that velocity works in real life?
Absolutely. So imagine you receive that 10,000 NTD bonus. You decide to go to the local hardware store to buy a new electric fan for the summer heat.
Okay, I have my new fan. That is maybe 2,000 NTD.
Exactly. The owner of the hardware store now has 2,000 NTD. He uses that money to take his family out for dinner at the restaurant down the street.
Oh, nice.
Then the restaurant owner takes that same money and uses it to pay the farmer who grows the vegetables.
Oh, wow. So that single piece of money bounces around the town, helping 3 or 4 different businesses in just a few days.
Exactly. By starting the engine with a cash bonus, the government creates much more economic activity than the original 10,000 NTD. It wakes up the whole town.
That is so smart.
And that is why the deadline is so important. People are checking online right now to see if they meet the rules before the end of June. The government wants the money spent quickly to help the shops recover now.
That changes my perspective completely. It is not just a random gift. It is a tool to restart a broken economic engine.
Exactly.
But of course, not everyone qualifies for these specific local government bonuses.
Unfortunate but true.
If you do not live in Guangfu or Shiyu, you are not getting that 10,000 NTD. So how are other people finding ways to generate extra cash?
Well, they are turning to the financial markets. There is a huge wave of interest in creating passive income right now.
Passive income. I like the sound of that.
Let's look at one of the biggest examples from our sources. CTBC Financial Holding recently held a massive shareholders meeting to celebrate its 60th anniversary.
60 years is a very impressive lifespan for a financial institution. What made this specific meeting such a trending topic, though?
It really comes down to the sheer size of their success. The sources highlight that CTBC reported a record high profit last year of 80.6 billion NTD.
80.6 billion. That is massive.
Because they generated so much extra money, they announced plans to continue paying very strong cash dividends to their shareholders.
And this connects perfectly to the broader trend we are seeing across Taiwan right now.
It really does.
People are obsessed with the concept of peizhi, which is the Chinese term for paying dividends. Many investors are putting their money into ETFs, exchange-traded funds.
Yes, specifically to collect these dividend payments.
Right, and right now is the peak season for ETF dividends. The internet is full of investors looking up payout dates.
They want to know exactly when the extra money will hit their bank accounts.
I am looking at the numbers from our sources, and I have to be honest, I am completely confused by the excitement here.
Confused? How so?
Well, one of the most popular ETFs right now is called 00919. And the sources say it is offering a record high payout of 1 NTD per share.
Right.
One single new Taiwan dollar. That is basically pocket change. Why are thousands of people obsessing over $1 when big technology stocks are growing by huge percentages every month?
That is a very common reaction. $1 sounds like absolutely nothing. But in the financial world, you cannot look at the payout without looking at the price of the share.
Okay, walk me through the math on that. How does $1 turn into a good investment?
Let's say one share of that ETF costs 25 NTD to buy. If the fund pays you 1 NTD every 3 months, that is 4 NTD a year.
Okay, $4 a year.
Earning $4 on a $25 investment equals an annualized return rate of over 16%.
Wait, 16%? That is incredibly high. Most traditional savings accounts offer less than 2%.
Exactly. When you look at the percentage instead of just the single dollar, you realize why it is so popular. It is a very powerful way to grow your money over time.
I want to try an analogy here to make sure we are picturing this correctly.
Go for it.
Often people compare investing to planting an apple tree. You plant a seed, wait years, and finally get apples.
Right, the classic tree analogy.
But this ETF strategy feels different. Is investing in dividend ETFs more like buying a tiny piece of a large, successful bakery?
That is a very interesting way to look at it. How does the bakery work in your mind?
Well, if I want to make money from selling bread, I could build my own oven, buy the flour, and wake up at 4 a.m. every day to bake.
Sounds exhausting.
It is.
Yeah.
That is like working a normal job. It takes all my time and energy.
Yeah.
But if I buy shares in an ETF, I am basically buying a small piece of a professional bakery that is already running perfectly.
Yeah.
I do not have to pick the bread.
You just own a piece of the oven.
Exactly. And every month, the bakers send me my share of the profits.
That is a brilliant metaphor, and it perfectly explains why ETFs are so appealing. But, the ETF mechanism makes your bakery even safer.
Safer. Yeah.
When you buy a dividend ETF, you are not just buying a piece of one bakery. You are buying a tiny slice of 50 different bakeries, factories, and businesses all at once.
So if one bakery has a bad month and burns all the bread, I do not lose all my money.
Nope.
The other 49 businesses are still making a profit and sending me my slice.
Precisely. It is all about stability. The stock market can be a very scary place,
Very true.
Prices of individual technology companies jump up and down wildly based on news or rumors. But a dividend ETF focuses on large, stable companies that have a history of sharing their profits.
That sounds much less stressful.
It is. For the everyday person, getting a steady flow of cash, even if it is just a few $1,000s a month, it provides incredible peace of mind when the global economy feels unpredictable.
It really is a fascinating shift in mindset. Instead of trying to get rich quick by guessing which stock will explode, people are building long-term financial stamina.
That is a great way to put it.
They are slowly building a machine that generates a steady cash bonus.
And speaking of stamina and long-term strategy, that perfectly transitions us to our final trend today.
Oh yes, we are moving away from the financial markets and onto the sports field.
Because that exact same kind of relentless, steady effort just caused a massive shock at the 2026 World Cup.
Yes, this is a story that has completely taken over social media. We are talking about the football match between the Netherlands and Japan.
Such a crazy game.
To set the stage, Japan shocked the entire world by scoring a dramatic late goal. In the 88th minute of the game, a Japanese player named Daichi Kamada scored a header to tie the game 2-2.
That was amazing. The word is tie. It means to finish a game with the exact same score as the other team. Example: Japan made a late goal to tie the game against the Netherlands.
Perfect example. But this is the part of the story that I find hard to believe.
What is that?
Anyone who follows football knows the Dutch team. They are famous for being incredibly tall and physically powerful.
Very tall, yeah.
The Japanese team, on the other hand, has a massive height disadvantage. If you are significantly smaller than the defenders, how on earth do you score a header goal?
It seems impossible, right?
It really does. That requires jumping up and hitting the ball with your head. The taller player should win that battle every single time.
You are entirely correct. On paper, the Dutch defenders should clear every single ball in the air.
So what happened?
Japan did not rely on a lucky jump. They relied on a brilliant tactical mechanism and just incredible physical stamina.
How does stamina neutralize a height advantage? Like, you cannot run yourself taller.
No, you cannot grow taller during a 90-minute football match. So if you cannot beat them in the air, you have to control the ground.
Okay, controlling the ground.
Our sources included an analysis from a sports medical expert who explained exactly how Japan achieved this. They used a relentless high-press strategy.
What does a high press actually look like on the field? I hear that term a lot.
It means that from the very first second of the game, every time a Dutch player touched the ball, 2 or 3 Japanese players immediately sprinted toward him.
Oh, wow, just swarming them.
Exactly. They never stopped running. They constantly blocked the passing lanes. By putting so much pressure on the Dutch players, Japan forced them to make mistakes and keep the ball on the ground, where height no longer matters.
That sounds exhausting. Sprinting constantly for almost 2 hours.
It is exhausting, and that is the secret. The medical expert noted that the Japanese players had built a superior physical base.
Oh, I see.
Think about the physics of it. The taller, heavier Dutch players have to carry much more body weight around the field.
That is true. More weight means more energy used.
Over 80 minutes of constant pressure, that weight makes them tired. Their legs get heavy. They react just a fraction of a second slower.
Ah, I see. So by the 88th minute, the tall defenders were physically drained from dealing with the constant pressure. But the Japanese players were still running at full speed.
Exactly. When Daichi Kamada made his run into the penalty box for that header goal, the Dutch defenders simply did not have the energy left to jump with him.
That is amazing.
Japan used their superior stamina to wear down the Giants until the height advantage completely disappeared.
That is an incredible display of willpower and teamwork. It is proof that you do not need the biggest natural advantage if you are willing to outwork your opponent until the very last minute.
It really is inspiring.
But you know, as amazing as the players were, there is another reason this match is trending so heavily online.
Oh yeah, the commentary.
Right. It involves the person who is talking about the game on television. The internet is absolutely in love with the live commentary provided by Keisuke Honda.
He is a legend. Honda is a very famous former star player for the Japanese national team.
Usually when you listen to a sports broadcast, the commentators are very serious.
Very professional.
They try to sound professional, neutral, and objective. But our sources show that Honda basically threw the professional rulebook out the window.
He certainly did. Fans found his commentary hilariously relaxed. Instead of acting like a formal announcer, he sounded like a passionate fan sitting on the sofa next to you in your living room.
I love that.
He was openly stressed, making jokes, and just reacting with pure emotion.
My favorite moment from the sources was when he strongly disagreed with the referee's decision. Live on television, Honda yelled out, "The referee should get a yellow card."
Which is a brilliant line because obviously only the players can get a yellow card for breaking the rules.
Right, it is completely absurd.
But it perfectly captures how frustrated fans feel in the heat of a close match.
He also spent the entire broadcast anxiously warning the viewers about one specific Dutch player named Gakpo.
Yes, the Gakpo warnings.
He just kept repeating over and over that Gakpo was the only dangerous player on the field and that Japan had to watch out for him.
Why do you think Honda's style became such a massive trend? Like, why did people prefer his emotional rambling over a clean professional broadcast?
I think it is because it breaks down the invisible wall between the television and the viewer.
Oh, that makes sense.
Professional broadcasts can sometimes feel too clinical, almost like reading a textbook. But sports are fundamentally about human emotion.
Yeah, the anxiety, the joy, the unfairness of a bad call.
Exactly. By acting like a nervous fan, Honda validated what everyone watching at home was feeling. He made a high-stakes, stressful World Cup match feel like a shared community experience.
It makes the game feel so much more alive.
It really does. What a perfect way to wrap up today's exploration.
We have covered an incredible range of human experiences today.
We really have. We started by looking at how our biology struggles to adapt when the weather shifts violently from heavy rain to 35-degree heat, and why keeping our internal engine cooled down is so important.
Then we explored the fascinating mechanics of the economy. We learned how local governments use a 10,000 NTD cash injection to start the velocity of money, helping entire communities recover from disasters.
We also saw how everyday people are building their own financial stability. Instead of stressing over unpredictable stock prices, they are buying slices of the economic bakery through dividend ETFs, creating steady, reliable income.
And finally, we watched how relentless physical stamina and tactical pressure allowed Japan to overcome a massive height disadvantage on the football field, all while a famous commentator made us laugh by acting just like a normal fan.
It is always fascinating to see the hidden mechanisms behind the headlines. Before we finish, let's quickly review the 3 key vocabulary words we highlighted today.
Good idea. The first word was warning, which is a message that something bad or dangerous might happen, like the severe weather alerts.
The second word was bonus, which is extra money you receive, like the local government stimulus funds designed to help small businesses.
And the final word was tie, which means finishing a game with the exact same score as the opponent, just like the thrilling 2-2 result between Japan and the Netherlands.
We hope these insights and explanations help you understand the world around you just a little bit better.
We definitely do.
Now, we always like to leave you with a thought to explore on your own. Here is your comment challenge for today. If you received a surprise bonus of 10,000 NTD tomorrow, what's the very first thing you would do with it?
It is a great question to think about. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Stay cool in the heat, and we will catch you next time.
Goodbye and have a wonderful week.